So I had a dream of my mother one night, and she was sitting with a circle of elders, and they were using sage to smudge themselves, to cleanse themselves, and they were also rising their prayers up with the smoke of the sage, letting those prayers rise up. And so I want to honor our mothers this day, and in a particular way, I'll tell you in a moment. Thank you. Welcome. My name is Ivory. I'm here to share a little bit again on my De La Rosa Road journey for those. Thank you so much for those who respond to what I share. Our lives are sacred, eh? So this is my altar. This is my life. So I'm going to read again. De La Rosa Road. I stand at the crossroads where the church for sale rests. I play a game of cards, a game of chance with the devil, or is it the dark side of God? I have 4 directions I can take. All have pitfalls, all demand of me, some more than others. As I leave the church, I can see the cross on the top of the steeple looming over me, drawing me into itself. Immediately, I find myself walking down De La Rosa Road, the road of sorrows, the road of suffering. My anger yells out, when do I get my reward for following you? Following this life of love. I yell and scream again in anger, where is my reward? As De La Rosa Road calls me deeper into itself. And I break down and weep as I hear the voice of the Christ say, did you think it would be anything else? For the Christ is always present in the brokenness of life. I cry out, why? Why? As I hear the Christ say, it is the only way to life. And I weep, seeing only a sure death before me. De La Rosa Road, De La Rosa Road, is there no other road to take? I yell out, no wonder so many I once knew have left this road. Some practice daily meditation, some Buddhism, some New Age, some prosperity religions. Surely there is good in all of these. But I watch in confusion, as it seems for them. There is no De La Rosa Road. Why me? I cry out again. I too am tempted to take another road that appears easier. De La Rosa Road, De La Rosa Road, will you, the Christ, accompany me? Bittersweet is your calling. De La Rosa Road, De La Rosa Road, the broken-hearted walk down De La Rosa Road. Oh, De La Rosa Road, De La Rosa Road, your darkness invades me as I walk weeping with the Christ down De La Rosa Road, the road of sorrows, the road of suffering. And so it is. And so I wanted to share a little bit of that journey, as I shared in my last video, if you watched, how the vision came and I wept, and how the pastor in charge said at the end, oh, by the way, this is where rumor has it that Jesus was walking with a beam on his back and the crowds were there, and he stopped and turned his face, and Veronica stepped out and wiped his face with a rag. He also did say, and by the way, we are on De La Rosa Road. This is where we are. Now, I didn't have a clue, of course, and when we came out that day, there was a sign, De La Rosa Road. So it's a real road, and beautified through, the incarnation of such a human, But this journey I want to share, um, in embracing our suffering. Thich Nhat Hanh says it so beautifully. As we embrace, we suffer less. Eh? And so it's been a real medicine, um, yes, kind of like a medicine story I feel that I'm part of. As I shared in the beginning, there was this man that when I went into the upper realms, and of course I found it was Yeshua dressed in his um, there were furs and things, very much of the earth. And so I've been dreaming and having this realization that, isn't this interesting? I feel as though Jesus, Yeshua, has come as a shaman, as a healer. So I thought I'm going to investigate, and I did. I found this beautiful article written by I think he's a priest. I'm not certain on it, but an article on Jesus being shaman, Jesus being healer, and that all of the things that took place in that time is very shamanic. So it really felt in my bones, in my flesh, my mother's ways. My mother, being of Ojibwe descent, was very much in her body, very much in the, part of the earth. And I feel I really inherited that deeply. So for me to have my father's European mystical, beautiful tradition, but hand in hand with the weaving of my indigenosity is such a beautiful thing for me. So as a Métis woman, I wanted to honor that side of my life this day, because I feel that not only do I get taken, but on this special Sundance, which is very indigenous, to go on a sacred Sundance, and all respect to all those who walked that path. I had a friend who went on a Sundance for her daughter that was killed in a car crash. So it's very deep work, but it's very much in the body. So I find myself, as I embrace, as I every night still go through what I go through, seeking doctors, seeking help, seeking whatever. But most of all, what I feel is being weaved is all those prayers, all that love that comes, that we share with one another in the world, really lifts that place that we're living. So in embracing what is going on, I want to say that I went to see Sister Eileen, and at the end of the session, she had me pick a card, and the card was celebrate, all about joy in the moment and things. And suffering, is a very delicate thing. I think it's Thich Nhat Hanh says, don't exaggerate it. And so there's a sense of, really embracing that, but moving towards healing, moving towards transformation, transfiguration. And what is this journey? What does it speak of? But also, do not let the joy go away of one's life. Mother Teresa, of course, said, don't ever let joy, be robbed of you, or however she said that. I had a dream one night, though, and in the dream I was told, you have allowed the circumstances of your life to rob you of your joy. So I found myself in the last few weeks walking this De La Rosa Road, but hearing, we'll play it at the end, I am the Lord of the dance. And so finding that in the depths of life, no matter what we go through, whether we're in a bathroom doing what I have to do, or in a stall, or a baker, all of this life is holy, all of it's sacred, isn't it? Hmm. So I share this journey with you because it's what I do, it's what I'm meant to do. So, but I thought I would read just a little bit here. And I'll be sharing a little bit more each time, um, how this has, really nourish me and nourish that indigenous heart in me as well, my connection to the earth, which is through my mother line, so rich, so beautiful, eh? Its embodiment. So as much as the mystical can, in a sense, mm, you may be suffering, but you're full of grace or joy. But I find in the embodiment, it's to dare to really embrace that suffering within, and it'll be transformed. I was pondering on that bed the other day at Sister Eileen's, how Padre Pio, he had the stigmatas, and he every night he had to change his band-aids, and he told everybody, nobody come in, the door is closed. So everybody respected that, all the monks respected that. And one of the monks one night, didn't know what time it was, but went to go see Padre, and his door hadn't been latched. It was a little ajar. So he slowly opened it and realized, oh my goodness. And there was Padre Pio taking his band-aid off, and there was light streaming from his wound. And the monk just closed the door and left, and there is light streaming through our wounds. They just have to be so embraced and loved. All our journey, the passing of our loved ones, the new birth, all of this, So enough said. On that bed on Sister Eileen some months ago was a very sacred, holy moment. And I had my eyes closed as she was doing her sacred Reiki energy work. And I opened my eyes and saw light streaming down, and from my belly was light rising up. And immediately I felt like my water was going to break. I told Sister, but a whole journey in there. So truly thank you for all your prayers, for holding me in this sun dance. Very much, like I say, the embodiment of my mother. And we are meant to become the embodiment of love. Are we not? Yes. So I'll read you a poem I wrote so many years ago again, and then Julian. It's called To the Summit. To the summit I was taken by the hand of love, and on the summit I rested, leaving all my woes behind. And resting there, I fell into a deep, deep sleep. On this starry night, I dreamt the hand of love threw me off the summit, just to see if I had learnt how to fly. I fumbled and fell, crashing on the rocks down below. When I awoke, I found myself all bloodied and torn, lying on the rocks, staring up into the eye of the sun. And the sun seared my eyes, blinding me without mercy. And the sun bathed my countenance in golden light, burning my face away, burning my face away. Without face or sight, I felt the hand of love carry me to where I did not know. Then the hand of love let go, and I felt the whisper of the wind brush against me. The whisper of the wind brushing against me, and the sound of falling water washing all my fears away, and the hand of love caressing my heart as I soared. Yes, caressing my heart as I soared. And so, my friends, leaving you a Julian of Norwich, all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well, Whether we are suffering, whether we are dancing, all will be well. Let us trust our sacred journey. Thank you so much. Remember that we are born noble, attuned to the earth. So today, on this Labor Day, for all our mothers, I am Ivory. This is who I am. Oh, one last thing. I would have gotten heck for this one. We just found out that our eldest son, Sai, now his wife, Mariko, beautiful Japanese girl, is now pregnant. So we will be adding to our ancestors, both living and beyond. So as always, let us remember our ancestors, for they live in us and dwell in us. Happy to all of you this day.